$1 million.
Wait,
right?
where? Chav Tes?
Chav Tes. We're on page Tav Chav Beis, Chav Tes. Misha Chav HaKal. Reuben says, Shimon, you owe me $1 million. Shimon says, I don't know you a penny. I never met you. I don't know who you are. La dam. Ve'eid echad makishai. And 1/8 says, you lie. You're lying. So what's the din? Midoraisa. This is one of the 3 Shvuz Deraises. He's got to swear. Here, let me just take a couple more before you do that. He's got to swear to contradict the aid, right? Classic case so far of Eid Echad. V'achar kach Heviat Tevea Eid Acher. Then he brings the second witness. And he brings a second witness. So, mitzaref im harishain, the 2 Eidim mitzarefim, u'mishalem loi, and he pays him. Afapi shenish balav, even though he swore. You with us? Oh. So again, what's the case? Reuben denies everything. He's kafir kol. And then, Shimon denies everything. Reuben's taveh Shimon. Shimon denies. Then Reuben brings the Eid Echad. So what to do? Takes a shvur. He starts off basically, he takes a Sefer Torah, I swear, I don't know any money, and he wins, right? But then he pulls the fast one, the Tevei, really doesn't like him. He brings another Eid. So there's 2 Eidim. He's already sworn to be Machash the first Eid. What's it then? So the 2 Eidim are mitzdaref. Even though he swore, that doesn't cancel the Eidus. The 2 Eidim are mitzdaref and the guy pays. If Mishalem knows that, he's going to pay him $100. Even though he's already sworn, v'nasa oid chashud, and not just does he have to pay, he pays and he becomes a chashud. Now he's a convicted liar. We don't believe the word comes out of his mouth. V'nasa chashud al pi shnaim eidim. Now we've got 2 witnesses that say he's a liar. Yeah, makes sense. No, this guy has 2 eidim. He brought 1, he swore against that Eid, then he brings another Eid. But altogether, there's 2 Eidim. You're saying 1 and 1 isn't 2. Because he's already sworn against the first one. So take a look at the Sma. Chav Tes, Pei Tes. Says the Sma, V'nasa Eid, Chashid al Pi Beis Eidim. He's a convicted liar. Untrustworthy because he's like, I'm B'Shipsapi. Da'idei Beis Eidim, Nifsul Miyad. If 2 Eidim says lying, he's automatically disqualified. Masha'ein ken kan ela eid echad u'baldin shenish belay. However, 1 witness and a baldin, that doesn't puzzle him. De'ein nifsul machmasum memele miyad achash v'asai. If there's only 1 Eid, he's not puzzled. The Baldover, the Teveya, he's Negeh B'Dover. We don't believe his Eidus. Ela achash kvar nishba v'niftim men yochel etzaref atzmai ima Eid. Ela achash kvar nishba v'niftim menu. Once, this is a crazy chiddush. Achash kvar nishba, once Shimon swears, and the basin says, go home, Shimon, you beat Eid Echad. Yochel etzaref atzmai ima Eid. V'lo v'lebesim echadish v'l'haydav shish b'sheker v'nifsal al yadai. Whenever you have Eid Echad, says the Sma, listen to this. After the Nitva goes home, he swore he goes home. So the Teveya could come to a different basin, a different day, with Eid Echad, walk into the basin and say, we want to testify that guy, the Nitva, swore falsely, he's posted Eidus. Why? Because he's no longer going to get B'Dover the Teveya. He lost the case. That case he lost, right? He's no longer going to get B'Dover, so now he's never to say that Shimon swore falsely. That's wow. So like Beis Yosef Shkozav Zeh, the Divrei Atul Seish Zeh Zeh, the Beis Yosef says the Stira. and it's not true. See here, anytime you swear against Eid Echad, says the Sma, you could puzzle him. Says the Shach, v'nase oid choshev kosov Sma, kal de beisedu nase choshev miyad, hashe'en kein, hashe'en kan ele Eid Echad u'bal davar. When you got Eid Echad and a Bal davar, he's not puzzle. Take us and say like Gudas Ezov.
Who's that?
Who's that Gudas Ezov?
I don't know. Oh, I thought we're.
Okay.
I thought you were saying to look at it. Right here.
So, Afal Pi says Shulchan Aruch, Lamed. Afal Pi shenishba hanitva v'nifta b'beis din. He swears and he's potter, right? So there's Eid Echad says you owe him 100 bucks. He swears and he's potter. Im tofas atevei ha'achakach mishaloi b'lo yedim. If he was teifus and there's no witnesses, v'tayin sheteifus alay shetviyah shenish b'lo alea shaloi lish b'lo be'emes. Reuben grabs his watch. There's no witnesses, so he could deny. But he says, yeah, I grabbed the watch because he owes me the money for the watch. It was my watch. It's the same amount of money he owes me. I did him at typhus. He wins. He can grab the Naaman b'migu shaloi tafasti. You can say, believe me that this guy swore falsely, and he admits I took the watch. Yeah, I grabbed the watch, but you know why I took the watch? Because he swore falsely, and he owed me the money. So it's not called the Migdal Mokamedim. The Migdal Mokamedim is nothing, right? If I say, believe me, I say I grabbed, it was mine, I could have said, I didn't grab. But there's witnesses to say it was his. Well, witnesses say you grabbed. That doesn't work. But here, there's no witnesses that say that. There's no witnesses saying the shua is true. He comes and says, but the shua is false. It's a false shua. Leaving, I say it's a false shua, because I could have said I never grabbed from you. That's in the Kud over here, right?
What's the big one? How do you grab
The big one is, he says, I grabbed, right? Believe me when I say that this guy shvur was sheker. I could have just said I never grabbed.
You did.
You grabbed, but you don't know I grabbed. I could have said I didn't grab. Again, believe me when I say that I grabbed, but the guy took a full shvur and it was really mine. I could have just said I never was typhus. Because there's no Adam. If there's Adam that's on grabbing, you've got no middle. Okay? And then middle is later has to be so. I did my typhus, and then middle is later fasti. B'shachak klum. Finish by hesses. What does he do? He takes his hesses. He gets to keep the gold watch. Where are you
reading now?
Third line from the bottom of the Shulchan Aruch. If the nitva took a shvua to pat himself, but then the teveya brings the Eidim afterwards. I found Eidim. You swore that you're potter, but then I found Eidim Yochayev. Ein tzachleim shemevi tevei Eidim achash nishba. Made sure the right which was hesed shemitzi and miyadai. We take it away from the nitva, even though you swore. So now the Eidim make him into a chashed. You swore falsely. Eidim said you swore falsely. You got to pay up, and now you're a chashed. So every time a guy takes a shvur sheker, he's always got to bear in mind that Eidim might walk in tomorrow. They will turn you into a chashed. The whole town will know you're a liar. No one will ever do business with you again, and you're going to have to pay anyway. So it doesn't matter if he's already swore. It's not like, okay, he swore, case closed, end of case. No. Says the Sma, Adinim at Taifes. Lamed, second line from the bottom. והדיכסה ולוקח ביילוב השבוע ולא ישלם היינו דאין בייסין מייצין לי מעז ממה ממנו. Basin doesn't take the money from him. Once he swears, he's potter.
Wow.
If he takes it himself, he grabs it. If there's no edim and he's got a migu, because he could say that I never grabbed it. If edim come afterwards, or if he grabs himself, that's fine. That works. That's good.
Sma? Or we did that?
Yeah, okay. 1 second.
Yeah.
Okay, Lamed Aleph.
Moving right along.
Toen Rabani etzlei chayv bekinyan v'shtar v'avad. Reuben says to Shimon, "You owe me money with a kinyan or with a star. There's a chayv. There's a star on the chayv. I lost the star. Okay, that's the case. V'oimer, he says, you're right. There was a chayv, but guess what? Parati. I pay back. Oh, he says, I don't owe you anything. It never happened. There was no loan. Finished by he takes a shvur v'achach bo eidei kinyan. He swears, but then Eidim show up that there was a kinyan. They saw the kinyan. Oh, you should see a star in the sky. All that they see there was a star, and there was a kim on the star. The star's a good star. It was a star mekuyim. This guy, the mitzvah, has to pay. After the malva takes a shua. But in this case, he's not chashud. The mitzvah is not chashud to be negative the shua. Why? They never said he didn't pay. They just said there was a loan. He didn't say there was no loan. He said, I paid. He says, I paid. In other words, he's not being makish, the Eidim are being makish him. Just when it's Eidim that say there was a loan, you're not now meant to say you paid back, right? He didn't say, I never borrowed from you. And if it's a good star, it's a good kinyan, he takes without a shvua.
They can do edus that he took the loan, but they're not aid.
They don't know if he paid back or not.
Yeah.
So he says I didn't pay back. He says I paid back. The Eidim have nothing to say about the issue. We don't know. We borrowed mine 10 years ago. You think we know if he paid back? We have no idea if he paid back. We don't know. Says a sma paraiti. If he says paraiti, I paid back. He says I never borrowed from you. And he swears, "V'hainu." Kishalei time mitchila kaidnu shenishba shivat ashtorei yisrael. We're talking about a case where he didn't say, "I'll only swear if you cancel any stars you have." So we saw an ayin hey chaf daled.
I'm sorry, what did you read?
Sma.
All right.
Take a look at Sma. We saw an ayin hey chaf daled. Go back to ayin hey chaf daled, right? Take a look on page Reish Mem Hey. Siman ayin hey sif chaf daled. Ramah, Reish Mem Hey.
Where?
Chaf daled. You owe me 100? No, I don't. He has to swear. Take his verse. Ve'ishva nitva, and the nitva says, Halo yesh shtar alai, you got a star, but you want me to swear, and then you're going to whip out the star that I've already paid back, but think about it, and you're going to collect money twice. So I remember we say to the Teveya, Haveya star, bring all your stars. Oma Teveya, lo holy star, if the Teveya says, I never had a star. I never had a star, there's no star. Oh, I had a star, but I had a star and I lost it. So I remember the Malva, Basin tells the Malva, Batel kol shashi yesh lecha alav, kaidem zman hazeh, va'achach tashbiyehu hases. First cancel any star you have, then he'll take a shvuah. Now the mitzvah doesn't have to take a shvuah unless this guy cancels all his stars.
Unless he cancels all the stars, okay.
Why? Because maybe he paid back the star, and he's gonna collect twice. Okay, so go back to the Smarva here. So that's the case over here. He says, "Ein chayv l'chaklum." So the Smarva say this is talking about a case where he didn't say cancel your star. That's why he could pull out the star afterwards. Taf Chof Gimel, yeah. Hainu says a smart Kishalei Tadchila Kodesh Nishba Shivat Shtorei. So if he didn't say before and cancel the star, that's why he could pull out the star afterwards. Vachach Ba Eidei Kinyan says a smart next smart Vachach Ba Eidei Kinyan. Breish Siman Ayin is bar the Mal V'Lachaver Beidei Kinyan.
Which order?
In the smart letter Tzadik base.
Tzadik base, okay.
Breish Siman Ayin is bar. The Mal V'Lachaver Beidei Kinyan. If you lend someone with witnesses, Tzarach Lefrei Beidim, you got to pay back with witnesses. If witnesses saw you borrow, you got to pay back with witnesses. After ein star biyad, even without a star. So Amal V'Chaber Eidim, Tzarach Lefrei Beidim, you always got to pay back with witnesses. After because of Maram Diyesh Cholkin, Hanakad Mechaber Kam B'Lishaynu because of Eivishtar, V'Retzlei Melachol Mar Dugislei. So he brings either with star or with Eidim, meaning if you hold like you need star, you always have to pay back with a star. You always got to tear up the star. But if it's a case of with Eidim, it's totally how you hold with Eidim. If you hold the Eidim Tzarach, so you can bring an Eidim. If not, then don't add the Eidim to this case. But either way, it's talking about a case where halacha l'maisa, he's not meant to say he paid back.
It's not that one.
Okay, ein.
Where?
Sorry, says the Shach.
And Dalit?
Yeah. Then we're on the Shach, top of the page. Haraiti v'chule nishba lamed alef ein dalet because of a sma v'haynu kushaloi tam mitchile shivat shtoris v'chenik. It's talking about a case where he didn't tell him to cancel shtoris. V'reik much because we say for sheres yesef v'ay much ksafti le'el ein hey okay eidei akinyin because of the sma after because of the operation and ein dei shcholkin is a machlekes. If a mother star chaver beidim, so chaver beidim. I'm not going to be chaver star. The chaver says Eidim Aishtav. However you hold Eidim's good. It's not good. You take your pick. The Kinyan Kishtar. We hold Ikradin money. Eidei Kinyan is like a star. Ramava chaver beidim, so chaver beidim. ולכן ססבר כאן, כדבר מחבר לקם וסייף סימן פייחס, וכן בכמה מקיימים. That's why the Mechaber here brings in Eidei Kinyan, because that's the Ikar Din. The Ikar Din is Amal v'Echar v'Eidim, Tzarach v'Echar v'Eidim. Says Ein Vav, says the Shach. Aisha Hitzi Hashtar, Kosabay says the Siman Lamed Dalet. Im Hoysa Shvur Ksuva B'Shtar Atzmai. ולא היה כוסף בו שלא יוכל ליתן שפורה. והוא אומר שקים שבועסי פרה. אף על פי שלא היינו יכולים לפסול מ15 שבועות לשם הפרה, מכל מקום צריך לפרש השתעה.
שם הפרה.
So take a look at 9 ולא יתענן נתבע לאדם. Says the Shach.
אף על פי שלא היינו.
Says אף על פי שאמר איני חי לך. He says I don't owe you any money, right? When this guy says לאדם, I don't owe you any money, l'chayr, if Adam show up now, it means he lied. No? So how come he's not says the Shach, I don't know. You could explain what he means, and that he means is when I said I don't owe you, I didn't mean I didn't borrow. It means that I paid you back. That's what I meant. Paid you back. Doesn't mean I never borrowed from you. You bring Adam that I borrowed from you, it doesn't help. I admit I borrowed from you, I paid you back though. That doesn't puzzle a guy. Lama base. Reuven haitzi psak din al Yoshei Shimon. Okay? So Reuven comes to the Shimon's kids and says, Shavia mischayv based in Shavua. Your father was chayv to me Shavua and Basin. Basin said to Shimon, you chayv him a Shavua. I guess he didn't take the Shavua there because there was a Sefer Torah, there's no candles, whatever the case was. You couldn't take the Shavua there and then. Your father owes me a Shavua. V'omer shaloi nishba. He didn't swear. Yachrimu b'mamad ha'yorshim shkol mishadeh b'maman imu porua sheyayideh. They can make a chayim on the yorshim if they know that the father owed money that they have to admit. They can do this chayim. Take a look in the Sma.
They need to make a shvur.
No, they don't need to make the Yoshim don't have to make a shvur.
They can,
but they can say, put a chayrim on you that if you know, you have to say.
or
The kids might know.
they can pay. They can just pay it up.
Yeah. They don't want to pay up.
This man,
Says the Sma.
you got
Lamed Beis Sifkon Mitzadi Gimel V'omer Shaloi Nishba.
Hustle? No.
Kofel Le'el Sivin Samatasa Sif Vav. What? Misham Kasafti Dnei Relayim Afilu Im Moedim HaYoshim Deloi Nishba Denachi. Even if the Yoshim admit they know that the father never swore.
Kaful La'ayel means we said it upstairs there?
Yeah.
All right.
Even if the Yoshim admit that he didn't swear, they know he didn't swear. Given the Ein Moedim Alavim Chiyav Maman Bara El Shvua, they don't know if the father owed money. They just know the father owed a shvur. So even if they admit, even if the Yoshim know that the father was chayv a shvur, v'gedalim is a kasavti b'rkos v'arash v'ator dafilu tayin ala yeresh avicha ha'yachayv limaman ein tzarach ha'yeresh l'shava heses l'liftar. Yeresh doesn't have to get shvur's heses.
there's still a hair.
If you know, yeah, you can put a if you know, it's right. That's what Al-Shachnar says. Even Porosha Yeda, Tzadik Dalet, says the Sma, the Elbesim is Amachtes, because of a Mechabe, Ruven, Haitzi Psak Din, Vehem Meshivim, Shema Nishba Lecha, or Par Lecha, P'tur B'lei Shvua. Right? They say, maybe he swore, maybe paid back. So in that case, the Yoshim are potter b'lei shvur. They don't have to swear. Ela machrim estam. Why would the Yoshim? They put a chayrim. V'losh zeh mashma shachayrim hu. What's this chayrim? Yishul sheyoshim k'dei sheyoidu v'yoymu ma sheyoidin. The chayrim is the Yoshim should open their mouth and tell us what they know. We think you know. There's a chayrim. If you know anything, you better speak up. ולושן זה משמע שאחרים הוא בשביל היורשים כדי שידעו ויראו מה שידעו. וזה, זה לא יקרה מה שכתוב לך בכאן. That's not like it says here. The משמע מדבריו here it's משמע, אינו אלא בשביל התביעה שידע אם הוא פרוע כדי שיחזר השטר.
That's what it says.
Hold on 1 second. In other words, the Shulchan Aruch that says the basing put a chayim on anyone that knows, even on the teveya, it's mashma. If the teveya knows he doesn't really owe a shvua, there's a chayim on him also, right? There it's mashma. The chayim is only on the yoshim. Here the chayim is also on the teveya. If anyone knows about this case. ובדוקה זה מסמכתס, אלא מוכרים סתם אמר את היוש מפורש לאל, הקל השני, ורוצה לימה. ורוצה לימה לאל שם לפני זה, אבי גם כן, לפני זה. אבי גם שוב זרבש, במי שהייצי על היוש עם כסייבס יד אביה. Someone pulls out on Yoshim, a father's, IOU letter. שחייב להם money. I owe you $100, written and signed by the Yosh's father. Yeah, okay, great. He says he owed you, maybe paid you back. You put a chayrim. But while the Yoshim hear it, anyone who knows the din has to be made. So that's enforced that the chayrim is on the teveya and the nitva. The teveya is also in the chayrim. If he knows that it was paid back, he's got to come look. He's got to show up now and say, yeah, okay, it was paid up. Who's the chayrim on there? Who's the main guy? It's on the teveya. In Perua. He knows if it was paid back. He knows if it was paid. We want to get the teveya to give up the shtar. He doesn't want to get rid of the shtar. It's not good for these Yarshim to have a shtar, IOU note, floating around against the father, right? So we want to get rid of that shtar. We want to take the guy's shtar, take his handwritten IOU note, and tear it up. How do we do it? We say to the guy, if you know that it was paid back, chayrim. Now he's got to tear up the shtar. Now he's got to either say it was purua, or tear up the shtar, yeah. The guy comes and says, I've got an IOU note from your dad. So Basin says, chayrim, if you know it was paid back or not.
Who knows besides him?
Right, so he's in chayrim. If he knows it was paid back, he's got to be moida. If not, he's in chayrim.
But nobody else knows that.
No one else
out.
knows. Right.
So
he's in chayrim now.
Why did they put him in chayrim?
If he knows and he's not saying, if he lies, if he keeps quiet and he knows, he's in chayrim. Now he's got to. It's like he's got to swear.
They don't know that he lies.
They don't know. We don't know.
So,
but he's in chayrim. He doesn't want to be in chayrim.
I'm missing something.
Here's the case. I come and say, "Here's a shtar. Your dad owes me $100."
Okay.
And you say, "I don't know if he paid you back." No one knows if he paid back. I say he didn't pay back. So basically says to me, I say he didn't pay back. He didn't pay back. He owes me 100. So basically says to me, Chaim, if you know that he paid back, and you're not saying you're in chayrim, I say, you know what? He paid back. Leave me out of it.
Or you say, I don't know.
No, I don't know. There's nothing. You have to say he didn't pay back. The whole time, if you say you don't know,
right.
you tear up the shtar. The whole time is here's a shtar. He
it's
didn't
either
pay
he
back.
paid or he didn't pay.
Yeah.
So if you say he didn't pay,
if you say he didn't pay, okay, then we're putting a chayrim on you if you know the truth and you're not telling us.
If you say he didn't pay,
but really he did pay,
but nobody knows that except you,
right? Chayrim.
But they don't know to put you in chayrim.
It's a cherem. It's chal automatically. They put you in cherem if you're not saying anything. Does anyone know about it? He's walking around with a suffix cherem. Everyone says, this guy has a suffix cherem. That's not counting for a minion. We don't know.
If he didn't pay you though.
That's only if you paid. If he didn't pay, then he's good. He's a kosher v'yashiyid.
So if you just act as if he didn't pay, you're okay.
Fine. I'll get it. Well, he's a cherem. There's nafkaman is the shemaim. You know, are his tefillahs answered? Is he allowed to go? Is he allowed to daven with a minion? Is he allowed to talk to anyone? I don't know. Then a cherem. He's got to be excommunicated. Will they excommunicate him? I don't know.
All right.
The other guy for sure knows his line, right?
No. How does he? How does a guy know that my father paid? I don't know if my father paid.
No, so no one knows, right? Exactly. No one knows. Very good point. No one knows in this case. Okay. Lamed Gimel.
Oh.
Ein lashbia heichadik lemecha shisbara davar. You never make a guy swear if we think that we're going to be able to clarify, verify the truth further down the road.
Without a shibur.
Take a look in the Sma. Heichadik lemecha shisbara davar. Lashon zeh mashma de mishum hachi lo yishav. Because you're going to verify 2 weeks later, don't swear. Shemes bara davar hevich shavua. Maybe you're going to find out that he lied. And it turns out that this guy took a shvur sheker. Geen kasa b'Shushan, and that is what the Shushan said. Because of he writes, if the Tevet doesn't want to wait till it's inspirer, so what should you do? I don't want to wait, I want him to take a shvur right now. Yivatal koleidim sheish los in your Tevet can cancel, hocus pocus, he cancels any witnesses he's had. And he can't bring the witnesses afterwards. Of the Shushan. Aval mishum shvus chinam ein l'mnayim l'ashbiai. Dayei b'macha yivada. Shem lo yivada v'yafsezet v'yasai. Just because it's a shvus chinam, that's not a reason to stop it. The Shem lo yivada v'yafsezet v'yasai. What's he saying? Don't think that the reason why you shouldn't swear if you're going to be Mavara later on is because it's called a Shvus Chinam. What's a Shvus Chinam? Shvus Chinam means you take a Shvur that you don't need. Don't take Shvus Chinam. Don't waste your Shvurs, right? Don't go ahead and swear something you don't need to. You know, don't swear that, I don't know what. It's called a Shvus Chinam. Don't take random Shvurs that don't achieve anything. That's not the reason why you shouldn't swear if you know what's going on. Because maybe Shem Eloi Vada, there's a chashash. Maybe you're going to find out. Maybe there's witnesses. Maybe there isn't, and he's going to lose out if he doesn't swear. That's why. So it says the Shach, Ein lashbiyei heichadik lemechash. Kosav asma, lashon zeh mashma de shumachi lo yishava. Why shouldn't you swear? Shem yizbar adava hipach shvos v'nim s'shu shakra and shvur shakar. Because maybe it's going to be a shvur shakar. Geen kosav ishushan. Okay. V'eicha shein et tver right in the hand. If the tver doesn't want to wait till the Eidim shall be vatal kol Eidim sheishal zeh inyan v'ayvim achach basically ad kan. That's what the Smart brought the Shei B'Yishushan. Adam shvus chinam. There's no issue with the shvus chinam. Ein leim lashbi yadayim v'macha yivada. Why? The Shem la yivada v'yasit et v'yasai ad kan lo shein ha Yishushan. Be'emes because it came Yishushan. This is what the Yishushan wrote. Ava b'tesef b'teisvus pereg amafkid daf lamedalid. Shemisham Mekadin Zed, this is the Makar of this Sugya. Yisrael Hafech says exactly the opposite. Shiksham Pirish Rashi. Taisa asks, Shapirish.
Now where are we?
We're in the Shach.
No, in the Shach. Okay.
Fifth narrow line. Shiksham Pirish Rashi. Shapirish Bach Dinner de El Simonine Base Siftes Vav. The eine nicht bei Leuwe, Shamir Tzema v'mashkan, Yifselena le'edus u'l'shvua. Okay, hold on. This is Ayin Beis Tesvav. 1 second. What was this again? Do quick Chazara. Ayin Beis. It's from the other Cheder. Ayin Beis Tesvav. So what's the case?
Is that places?
Places. It's cheating, opening the places. Okay, so let's see. The Kasha Beitam. The culture can Shishava Loi, the Shudak, the Yesel Shava Be'emes, because they should live Malva. If Taisa says a good Kasha, Taisa says, what's a Chshasha? You got a Chshash. Sorry, 1 second. You got a Chshash. Tell me if the Englishing is very hard. You got a Chshash that this guy, right? He says, don't swear if you're going to move out of the emes afterwards. That's the deal, right? Don't swear you dry emes afterwards. And it turns out he's going to be puzzled. In fact, Dai says, you should make the guy swear. You're going to get to the emes. He's going to be scared to take a full shvuah. The Kolshken Shishba Loiva Shudak Kyesin Shava Be'emes. He's not going to take a full sheker. The bottom thing on the left. Oh, you got it. No. The bottom Sha'on Shabbat on the left. It says AC. And you push it down. The other one. There's another Sha'on Shabbat there. Push it down. It says AC on it. There's a Sha'on Shabbat. It says AC. No? No. Yeah, it's on. Okay. Takes a bit of time to kick in. So Asa Shacha good kasha. Well, it's Taisa's kasha. Taisa says, what's the best time to make a guy take a shvuah? Is the best shvuah to make a guy take is a shvuah that's going to be in his barar, because he's not going to lie. He's not going to take a full shvuah if you know you're going to catch him out tomorrow and you've ruined his life. That's the best type of shvuah to make, right? Culture can make you take the shvuah. We make a takana for a gana for a ramai. This guy, we're going to say, don't take a shvuah. Maybe he'll be puzzled. La'afach. Dafka then you should make the shvuah. The nearer ben tam kibush ben chanana. The nearer kamoy shvuah levatala. Oh, so why can't you make the guy take a shvuah? If you're going to be mizbara 2 weeks later, what happened? Because it's called the shvuah levatala. The gnai ulishav vayich shadav mizbara achkach. It's a gnai to basin. It's a zilzal. It's the vatala. You're creating a zilzal. When people are taking shvuahs, you heard, your uncle took a shvuah shekar, Moshe took a shvuah shekar. It's a zilzal. It's levatala. That's a problem. It's not because we're trying to save the Ramai. Says the Sma, we're trying to save the Ramai from passing himself. Chas v'shalom. That's the reason yet to make him swear. He'll be maida. He doesn't want to get caught out. That's not a reason not to make the guy take a shvuah. The reason why you don't take a shvuah, if you're going to find out later, is because it's levatala. It's a zilzal. Chen kos bala trumas. Shach avdala kipish ben tam. Kshalai kipish Rashi. Not like Rashi. Vaidnevali, the Gam Rashi might, even Rashi who said this whole thing of that, we don't want him to, what was Rashi's Lashon? He's going to become Pasal Eidus. Like Rashi, element time at the Shemen is Kalkula Mashkin Achakach. So that's the Ikamachalikas over here. Hold on.
Nearly.
Okay, yeah, where are you really? The Rashi also does not mean that we do a takana for the Ramai and say, you know what, don't take the shvuah because maybe you're going to become parcel. He's worried that maybe the mash is going to get damaged afterwards because the sham b'chitema. How I can't swear to you because tomorrow you're going to bring Eidim, you're going to parcel me. Of course you don't listen to this ganef. If you know you're telling the truth, and you swear, if you're worried that Eidim are going to walk in, it's because you're lying. Okay, when do we say don't swear? When does the Shulchan Aruch din apply? Even if Eidim walk in, he doesn't become apostle. What's the Shulchan Aruch talking about? He changes the whole thing. The Shulchan Aruch doesn't mean don't swear because you're going to apostle the Teveah, the Nishbar. It means don't swear in a case where even if you swear you're going to lose. The marshal, Eid Echad, the guy owes money, right? Eid Echad says you owe. He should swear, right? Don't swear if you know tomorrow another is going to walk in. And you're going to have to pay anyway. So you're wasting the shvuah. You're going to pay anyway. The shvuah doesn't help. Not because you puzzled his, because we know he's lying. Not because you puzzled the dude. Because he's going to pay anyway. You're wasting a shvuah. The guy, let's say the guy pulls out a star afterwards. I could go in Shetay and any day in Mulvisani. Or if the guy says, I swear, I don't know if you let me money. I go Shetay for a ticha v'yesh lo yedim, she's in my shayfra v'edim. V'kelenis to b'chol zeh. Talking about a case where he swears and Edim would go against him, but he's not possible. Then he, the chayav l'shalem, Mikayach hashtar, Mikayach hatnai, even though he has to pay. Maybe he's telling the truth. He very rarely goes out of his way, like Mama spells it out. This is Pasha incorrect. This whole chashash that he's going to look like a liar, we're happy for the guy to look like a liar.
Oh, well.
אבל אין להקשת דבריהם, דאמינו באל וסייף סימן פי עין היי. Dem Alma Tevat Koledim kann ich schweren ein Scheim in Lai. If he says cancel the Edim, right? Ein Scheim in Lai. The Chvak Kasaf, die Sham, the Hain Dav Kishein Peret Edim. Av im Kein Kan Mayu Kishperet Edim. So we saw in Ein Hey, right? If he says, what was it in Ein Hey? If he says, I'm not going to swear unless you cancel all Edim, where is this? Hold on, let's see. Ein Hey. Second, Ein Hey. He says the following. I quote, Amar Nitva. The Nitva says, Ein nishba at shetevatel kol edim shesh chalai b'tvir zu ein shaim lai. He says, I'm not going to swear unless you cancel all edim. Right? It's the last thing in Siman Ein Hey. If he says, I won't swear to you unless you cancel all the edim. We don't listen to him.
Ein Shomin Lo. That's what it says.
Right.
I underlined it.
In other words, we're talking about Aiden there that he's not going to become apostle from. We don't listen to him. In other words, the guy can bring Aiden and he'll win. So it says the smile over here. It says the shach over here, sorry. Right? I already explained over there in Ein Hey, how you dafka she'enu pirate Aiden. Im Kain Khan, Mayukish Pirate Adim. There it's talking about a case where he's not clashing with the Adim. Then in Shemilai, but here it's talking about a case where he is going to clash with the Adim. Take a look in the Shach over there, in Ein Hey. The Shach spells it out. Ein Hey, last line in the Shach. Last line on the page there. Shach says, it's on page Reish Mem Hey, last line in the Shach. Ad Shedevata Kol Eidim, Mayri Be'edim Dumi Yid Shtar. The Eidim were like Shtar, the Hainu, meaning, Shaf Kashiyavir Eidim, even if the guy brings Eidim, Lei Posel, Mishum Shavosai. It doesn't make him Posel, Rakshei Muchrach L'Shalem. He'll have to pay. He'll have to pay. He says, I paid you back, I don't remember if you paid me. So he takes a shua, right? If he says, I never borrowed from you, I'm not going to swear unless you bring Eidim, unless you cancel your Eidim. We don't listen to the guy. It means you're a fat liar. If you're not willing to swear unless you mevatla Eidim, that means you're lying. Right? That means you're lying. Case closed. You're a liar. Sundays is not Rosh Chodesh, right? You're allowed to learn 9 days.
Shabbos is Rosh Chodesh.
You're allowed to learn 9 days. It's too much of a simcha. What do you hold?
Get the cheesecake you promised me.
9 days, cheesecake.
What else can you eat?
I didn't know it was optional. Just say